On the night of lightning and thunder, Yanyel woke up with a start and unexpectedly wore into the abusive text she was spitting. As soon as she opened her eyes, the male lead, He Lingfeng, was strangling her neck. His eyes as cold as a knife. Thunder crashed and lightning flashed, and the rain poured down heavily. In the dimly lit presidential suite, Alex's scarlet eyes glared at Lily. The curtains were whipped up by the fierce wind outside, and the lightning illuminated the mess in the room clearly. If it weren't for the man's slender hand firmly gripping her neck, Lily would think she was dreaming. She had really transmigrated into a book. She had become the protagonist Lily in the tortured love novel Mr. President, Stop Abusing. The madam is already dead that she had been following recently. Since she had the same name as the protagonist, she had never stopped complaining while reading the book. Come on, Lily. You've got to stand up for yourself. Seriously, Lily, are your kidneys mass-produced? Why are you donating one to that other woman? Damn it. Is the hero some kind of gangster? It's either taking kidneys or drawing blood. Where's the justice? Where are the cops? Maybe because of all those complaints, she actually transmigrated into the book. To be honest, when she really looked the male protagonist in the eye, she realized that this man was incredibly handsome. What a good-looking scoundrel. Ting, host, welcome to the world of changing your destiny. I am the system called Fool, just like a guide in your world that will serve you this time. When you complete all the system tasks, you will return to your original world, and the points and money you earn in the system will be converted and transferred to your original world. A mechanical female voice sounded in her mind, and the surrounding space changed from the hotel to a black data network. Standing in it, Lily saw a fluffy black ball opposite her. The black ball waved its hand. Host, I am a first-level intern system. The better you complete the tasks, the faster I will level up, and I can better assist you. You can choose one of the following functions as the cheat that I will use to assist you. First, you can change one word in the article every day. Second, the succubus system. All men will be unable to resist your charm. Third, the billionaire system. However, because of my low level, the amount of money you can spend and the return you can get will not exceed $1,000. Just about to choose the billionaire system to experience the life of a rich person. When she heard the system's following words, Lily hesitated. The third option ... definitely won't work. Then I'll choose ... the first one. Okay. Host, the corresponding function has been matched for you, and the story will continue. Your first stage task is to make the male protagonist spend $1 million on you within 7 days. $1 million. Make that scoundrel spend it on me. Before Lily could react, the scene around her returned to the hotel. She was lying on the bed, and the man was kneeling beside the bed, still tightly gripping her neck. Lily rolled her eyes. According to the male protagonist's usual behavior in the original book, would he really spend $1 million on the female protagonist? It was more likely to be hell banknotes. At this moment, the original text description of this part appeared in her mind. Lily struggled a few times. When she was on the verge of passing out, Alex slowly loosened his hand. He lit a cigarette and said disdainfully, "You now owe me $5 million. As for how to pay it back, you know very well." Lily didn't hold back. With a big wave of her hand, she changed the word return. Then, she coughed twice. Watching Alex loosen his grip on her, Lily crawled a little further away on the bed. The man's eyes were sinister. He slowly lit a cigarette and sneered. "You now earn $5 million from me. As for how to pay it back, you know very well." After he finished speaking, Lily looked down at the balance on her phone. $5,001.09. Becoming a wealthy woman without any pain. This overwhelming fortune finally came to her, Lily. If it weren't for considering the current situation, she would definitely have jumped up from the bed. After Alex said these words, he vaguely felt something was wrong. He turned his head and glanced at Lily, who couldn't help but giggle. Before he could open his mouth to ask, His sister Amy's phone call came in. Brother, didn't you say you would give me $1 million as pocket money last time? Why haven't you transferred it yet? Amy was the adopted daughter of the Smith family, but later in the story, even though Alex knew about this, he still doted on his sister very much. And this sister always knew her true identity and never left the Smith family. Moreover, she had special feelings for Alex. Lily frowned in disgust. After all, Amy was the scheming girl in the original book, a master manipulator, like a chess player moving pieces to her advantage. She had caused the female protagonist a lot of trouble, and Lily couldn't like her at all. Alex patiently coaxed her for a few words. Don't worry. I'll transfer it to you later. Be a good girl, Amy. Yoo-hoo. Lily leaned over, put one hand on Alex's shoulder, and laughed wildly. Your brother is only giving you $1 million. He gave me $5 million, actually. I don't want it anymore. But he insisted on giving it to me. Hearing these words through the phone, Amy immediately became furious. Brother, didn't you say you were going to break up with that woman? Why are you still together? Lily loved to stir up trouble, but she had always been the type who wouldn't hold back when it came to arguing. She was never one to lose an argument. We're still in the hotel. Your brother left marks on my body from gripping me so hard. TSK. Has he never been with a woman before? Is he that desperate? Lily, Alex scolded and took the phone to the living room. Amy, don't listen to her nonsense. I'm just talking to her. Talking about life. Talking about her pitiful rest of her life. The man's words gradually became inaudible. Lily snorted coldly, got out of bed, poured a glass of water, and while starting to buy gold, manage finances, and buy luxury goods to reward herself, she said, Alex, you're talking about life with me. I don't think you even know what life is. While Alex wasn't back yet, Lily read through the progress of the story again. Next, Amy would pretend to be sick to trick Alex into going back, and then she would blame her illness on the food that the female protagonist had cooked for Amy before. Alex would threaten the female protagonist with her mother's life and make her take care of Amy. But Amy would force the female protagonist to eat her leftovers, and then falsely accuse the female protagonist of not taking good care of her. In a fit of anger, the male protagonist would take the female protagonist to a party and make her a plaything for men. Clenching her fists tightly, Lily decided that she wouldn't suffer any of the hardships that the previous female protagonist had endured. Not only would she not suffer, but she would also pay them back double. Click! With the sound of the door locking, Alex left without saying a word, leaving Lily alone in the 500-square-meter presidential suite to eat, drink, and have fun. She even ordered 3 male models to play card games with her at night. In the room, the sounds of shuffling and arranging the cards kept coming. Watching Lily leisurely eating strawberries fed to her by the male models, the system couldn't sit still. Host, don't forget your task. Lily frowned slightly and casually played a tile. Didn't he already give me $5 million? Doesn't that count as him spending money on me? But this the system was just about to deny it when it unexpectedly leveled up. It was stunned for 2 seconds, and then its mechanical voice was filled with excitement. It counts, my dear host. I've leveled up. Now, you can change the words in the article every day. Lily nodded in satisfaction and asked, how long is it until Alex asks me to go to the hospital? 5 minutes. 4, 3, 2, 1. As soon as the system's countdown ended, Lily's phone rang. A male model held the phone and came over, asking jealously, Sister, are you married? Why is this person's name husband in your contacts? Lily pinched the young man's chin. I made a typo by accident when typing. It's husky. After saying that, Lily answered the phone. On the other end, Alex immediately started scolding. Lily, look at what you've done. Your dirty food sent Amy to the hospital. Get over here now. Lily impatiently picked at her ear and connected with the system to ask, "What's my next task?" "Host, your next task is to make Alex cook for you." Lily felt that this was even more difficult than making him spend money on her. No. To be more precise, this task made Lily feel a bit nauseous. Even if he was willing to cook, she wouldn't want to eat it. Although Alex's appearance was absolutely stunning, after reading the whole book, Lily couldn't like him at all. Agreeing to the task, Lily decided to go to the hospital and deal with Amy herself. On the way, she read this part of the plot. Amy's face was deathly pale. She nestled in Alex's arms. Her lips parted slightly and feebly took a bite of the food that the man fed to her lips. When she arrived at the hospital, she just happened to see this scene. With a big wave of her hand, Lily started to make changes. System, I can words now, right? Yes. Host, come on. Use find and replace. Change the food to shit. Reflect less on herself and target others more. When it came to dealing with scheming girls and brainless domineering heroes, she, Lily, was a professional. When the system heard this command, it was so scared that it immediately pulled Lily into the system's alternate space and paused the plot. Host, this kind of behavior is prohibited. It gave a rather unconvincing explanation. We can't change the words in a way that affects the plot. Eating shit doesn't affect the plot, does it? It had to be said that Lily's words left the system speechless. The system hesitated for a long time, and then slowly agreed. Change it to dirt then. Just don't let the inspection system find out. Then I'll change it, host. If it's discovered by the inspection system later, we'll be forced to change the words back, and additional tasks will be added. Lily made an okay gesture, and the plot continued to progress normally. Ah. What is this? As soon as the surrounding scene returned to the hospital room, Lily heard Amy's scream. Then, the air in the hospital room was filled with dust. Amy's eyelashes and hair were all covered in sand, and when she coughed, she spat out a mouthful of dirt. Whew. Lily almost threw up and took 2 steps back. Then, a muddy spoon flew towards her and hit the wall before falling to the ground. Amy pursed her lips and didn't say a word. Her face was black as she glared at Lily. She grabbed Alex's hand with one hand, and tears welled up in her eyes. Brother. It's all her fault. Alex was still in shock as to why the food in his hand had turned into dirt. Before he could react, he was shaken by Amy. Brother. That pitch actually replaced the food you gave me with something so disgusting. This time, although Amy was trying to frame Lily, she was actually telling the truth. Lily stood in the distance with her arms crossed and asked indifferently, "Are you a hen? You're clucking all day long. You don't look sick at all. You're more energetic than my great-grandma. She is going too far. Rather. Lily apologized to Amy. Alex had an expression as if he had eaten a fly. He scolded with a dark face and hugged Amy in his arms even tighter. Looking at Lily provocatively, Amy sobbed twice and nestled in the man's chest, smiling with a wicked intent. Lily, I told you to come here and kneel down and apologize to Amy. The man was really going too far now. But Lily was still standing there in a daze. She was looking at the original text. Lily knelt on the ground, but her face was full of stubbornness. I didn't cause Amy's illness. You'll wrong me like this, you'll get your comeuppance sooner or later. Perhaps God was pitying this woman. Soon, Alex's phone rang. Young master. Harry back. Your mother is sick. Alex's mother was definitely an unlikable character in the original book. Lily remembered clearly that this woman had colluded with Amy to kidnap the female protagonist and sell her to a remote place. The female protagonist was imprisoned in a pigsty like livestock and raped. Later, when the female protagonist finally managed to escape, she met Alex's mother on the way. That woman actually pushed the female protagonist off a cliff. It didn't end there. She also instructed the male protagonist to send the female protagonist's mother to a private mental hospital, causing the female protagonist's mother to be tortured to death. Lily calmed down a bit. She imitated the original female protagonist and knelt down, then summoned the system. I want to change the words. Host, please tell me. Change the word sick to dead. The system was so scared that it stuttered. Host, number, host, this will change the plot. If this kind of change is discovered by the inspection system, we'll both be punished. But Lily wasn't worried at all. Since the food in Alex's hand had turned into dirt, Lily had realized that the pot would automatically correct itself. After all, Amy hadn't re-eaten the excrement. She guessed that even if it was changed to dead, a new villain might appear later, or that old woman might come back to life. Trust me, it's okay. Haven't I helped you level up already? The system was also new. It was timid but also eager to level up quickly. Who wasn't working hard in life? Host, what if it's discovered ... single quotes. It hasn't been discovered yet. Sure enough, life was a big gamble. The system life was the same. Damn it, I trust you. Host. The system also took the plunge. As soon as the connection between the two was broken, Lily saw Alex pick up his phone and prepare to answer the call. She couldn't keep the smile from spreading across her lips, so she turned her head to keep herself from laughing too obviously. The hospital room was very quiet, and everyone could hear the housekeeper's voice on the other end of the phone. Young master, hurry back. Yo, your mother is dead. Alex's head buzzed. Then, the phone slipped from his palm, and there was a ringing in his ears. He didn't even know how he stumbled out of the room. Amy was stunned for a couple of seconds, and then she suddenly turned her head to look at Lily, gnashing her teeth as if she wanted to crush the woman in front of her into powder. Bitch, if you dare to stay by my brother's side again, I'll make sure you pay for it. Lily slowly stood up, patted the dust off her knees, and then had a smile on her face. You'd better go and take care of your dear brother now. It's so stupid of you to keep competing with me like this. You're acting like you've lost your mind. Damn slut, you have no shame at all. With Alex gone, Amy couldn't hide her true nature anymore. She showed the arrogance and rudeness of a gangster girl. Not being ashamed is called having strong mental qualities when you do it well. Do you understand? You disgusting pest. That scumbag Alex is only a fragrant treasure in your eyes. After saying that, Lily turned around and left, completely ignoring the pillow that was thrown at her and the woman's screams behind her. With $5 million in her hand, Lily first bought a large flat. After moving in with just her bags, she started to study her countermeasures. System, how's Alex's mother now? But after trying to connect for a long time, the system didn't respond. Gradually realizing that something was wrong with the situation, Lily quickly took out her phone and searched for news about the Smith family. After all, the Smith family was a prominent family in New York, and Amy was also a somewhat famous internet celebrity. If something happened in the Smith family, there would definitely be reports on the internet. Sure enough, a topic gradually changed from hot to explosive. Mrs. Smith suddenly fell seriously ill and was rushed to the hospital. Her condition is unknown. Alex appeared in the hospital. So handsome. Amy is nowhere to be found. There are suspicions of family discord. Looking at these exclamation marks, just as Lily was about to click on a video, the system slunk back, and its voice was almost crying. Host, it's not good. The inspection system has found that you made major changes to the plot and has given you a punishment. The word change you made just now has been revoked, and Alex's mother didn't die in the end. This result was within Lily's expectations. After all, the old woman was a big boss and couldn't be written out of the story so quickly. Then what? Host, the inspection system has assigned you a new side quest. You need to have dinner with Alex's mother. The corner of Lily's mouth twitched. She stared at the phone screen and didn't speak for a long time. That old witch. Having a meal with her would probably mean she'd try to kill me. Host, but I've applied for a new benefit for you. The inspection system said that Alex's mother can't die, but I've been promoted, and Alex's mother's character has been modified. Modified? Lily blinked her eyes. As the trending topics were refreshed again, Lily's gaze was fixed on the scene of Alex helping his mother out of the hospital. Mrs. Smith is out of danger and still as elegant as ever. There was a video attached below. When Lily clicked it open, she was stunned. The tall figure, the elegant coiled hair, and the black long dress. Although the woman was wearing sunglasses, the gentle aura she exuded was all too familiar to Lily. Is that my mom? My mom. Has she also transmigrated into the book? The system quickly took credit. What do you think? Host, isn't my arrangement great? Mother and daughter fighting side by side, and he will definitely give you a hand. Tears almost welled up in Lily's eyes. She was a total mama's girl. Holding her phone, she started crying. Mom, wait for me to come to you. The system did bring good news, but after Lily studied the original text for an afternoon, she suddenly found that from this chapter on, Alex's mother, Elizabeth, never appeared again. It wasn't until chapter 130 when Alex took the female protagonist to his home for a birthday party, and Amy's identity as the adopted daughter was exposed and she went crazy on the spot, that Elizabeth made her official appearance. It's too late. I want to see my mum. Lily said pitifully. She took out her phone, opened the chat history with Alex, and after thinking for a long time, she typed, "How is your mother? I want to buy some fruits and go visit her." Alex replied quickly, "Get lost." Short and to the point. Judging from Alex's attitude towards her, she wouldn't be able to see her mother for at least 10 days or half a month. What should she do? But the next second, Alex sent another message. Go and bring food to Amy. Take good care of her these days. Consider it as your atonement. Atonement? Atonement for whom? Do you think you're Jesus born in Oklahoma and feel so arrogant just because you have some connections in the upper circles? Just as Lily was about to send a retort, she thought twice and pressed the backspace key. Amy was sick. Maybe her mom would come to see her. If it didn't work out, there was no such plot in the original text. I could find a way to add it. Immediately, she quickly went to the hospital and bought some McDonald's and KFC. As soon as she opened the door, Amy was playing a game. When she saw it was Lily, she snorted. "Put it here." But Lily ignored her, moved a stool, sat opposite, and started eating heartily. Smelling the delicious aroma, Amy jumped out of bed directly. "I told you to give it to me. How dare you eat it yourself?" Lily shrugged. "Aren't you having a bad stomach? You can't eat these things." Amy immediately got angry and propped herself up to throw a water cup over. Bang! With a loud crash, the door of the hospital room was also opened. Alex came in with a dark face and glared at Lily. "What are you doing?" Amy immediately pretended to be weak. "Brother, I haven't eaten yet, and Lily doesn't care about me. There were tears in her eyes, and she was about to cry the next second. Lily put the eaten fried chicken into the trash bag, wiped her hands gracefully, and looked at the original text. Amy weakly lay on her side, propped herself up, coughed, and tears fell down suddenly. "Brother, from now on, I only want you to take care of me, okay? Lily hates me. I know you used to like her. So I." Her voice trailed off, and Alex hugged her. "You're my sister. No one can bully you. Lily, you don't have to go to work at the Smith Group anymore. You're fired." And hurriedly, in the phrase lay on her side, propped herself up, she changed the word side to front. Immediately, Amy started doing push-ups on a hospital bed while coughing. "Brother, cough, cough, hey, number, what am I doing?" Lily almost laughed herself silly. The last time she saw such a standard set of push-ups was during the physical fitness test. "Amy, what are you doing?" Amy quickly got off the bed and looked at Alex in a bit of a mess. "Well, I was just tired of lying down. Brother, just stretching a bit." The two of them sat on the bed awkwardly and didn't speak for a long time. After all, in Alex's impression, his sister was so delicate that she couldn't even carry a thing. What he saw totally blew his mind. Sitting on the chair in a daze, after a long while, Alex finally asked softly, "Amy, are you not sick?" "Huh?" Lily raised her eyebrows. She didn't expect the overbearing president to ask such a question. Her gaze shifted between the two of them and finally landed on Alex. Could it be that he really didn't know that Amy was a scheming girl? Was he really stupid, or just pretending? Could it be that Alex was the naive one? Amy quickly waved her hands. "No, brother, I was just having a moment of clarity. I'm so hungry, and Lily won't let me eat." Without any warning, she started crying again. As soon as this woman cried, Alex couldn't handle it. The man shot her a fierce look. "Lily, I order you to go and buy food for Amy right now." Lily had already used up her two-word changes for the day. Now she could only comply. Looking at her watch, it was 8 o'clock in the evening, and she nodded. "Alex, can you come out for a moment? I can go and buy the food, but I have something to say to you." Alex refused without even thinking. You've always wanted to marry me, right? My mum is coming to see Amy later. If you take care of her like this, my mum will never agree to you marrying me. I advise you to be sensible." As soon as she heard this, Lily stood up from the chair excitedly. "Our mum is coming. Why didn't you say so earlier? I'll go and buy the food right away." At that moment, Alex suddenly had a strange feeling. This woman didn't like him but his mother. Just thinking that she would see her mum soon. Lily was bouncing with joy as she walked. She couldn't find roast beef that her mum liked in a nearby restaurant downstairs, so she even took a taxi to the nearest restaurant to buy a portion. When she came back, Lily was sweating all over. As soon as she opened the door, Lily carefully looked around the room. Her smile froze the moment she discovered, apart from that shameless couple on the bed, her mother was nowhere to be found. "What are you standing there for? Hurry up and bring the food to Amy." As soon as she entered the room, Alex's voice pierced Lily's eardrums. She frowned tightly, turned to look at the man, and it took her a long time to swallow the words she wanted to scold back into her stomach. "Where's your mom? What does it have to do with you?" Alex strode forward, snatched the things from Lily's hand, and looked at her disdainfully, as if this woman was some kind of garbage. "Lily, you're just a substitute. You'd better know your place. Even if you want to marry me, you don't have to be so eager to meet my mother, right? The way you are now will only make her feel extremely disgusted." Amy secretly glanced at Lily. When Alex wasn't paying attention, she gave Lily the middle finger. Lily held her breath and followed behind Alex, watching him open the food she bought on Amy's small table. When he put the last box of roast beef on the table, Lily pressed down on Alex's hand. "No, she can't eat this dish." Alex's gaze fell on Lily's hand that was pressing on his. His eyebrows furrowed slightly, and he shook it off vigorously as if he had touched something dirty. "What's going on?" "Well, She rubbed her nose like someone who just got caught red-handed. Before she could finish her words, Amy quickly opened the lunchbox. Then, there was Amy's puzzled voice. "Roast beef." Lily coughed twice. "It's for your mom. HMPH. Amy sneered. "My mum never eats such greasy food. She strictly controls her oil intake every day." Then, Amy picked up a small box of Italian garlicky spinach next to it, pretended to slip her hand, and threw it out directly. "Even my dog won't eat this kind of thing." Clatter. With a crisp sound. Then, there was a steady step that interrupted this situation. The footsteps stopped at the door. The gazes of the three people followed the flying lunchbox and landed on the pair of exquisite palm-colored leather shoes. Lily was stunned for a moment. It wasn't her mom. Then who was it? Her brain was spinning rapidly. Her eyes followed the light grey suit pants all the way up. When her gaze moved from the lean and capable figure to that handsome face, Lily's brain froze for a moment. This person looked so familiar. It was the second male lead, Ethan Brown. When she saw this stunning face, Lily felt her heart skip a beat. She wasn't sure if it was because of the changes she made to the text that the plot was gradually changing. Because in Lily's memory, Ethan Brown wouldn't appear this early. In the original book, Ethan Brown was extremely devoted to Lily. As long as Lily said a word, he would even pluck the stars from the sky for her. At that time, every time she read the scenes between the supporting male character and the female protagonist, Lily would cry her eyes out under the covers and go to class the next day with puffy eyes like a goldfish. But now, looking at Ethan Brown's eyes that were looking at her as if she were a stranger, Lily's heart sank. He wouldn't not recognize me, would he? Could it be that there were some other scenes between the two of them before the supporting male character started to dote on the female protagonist I haven't read? After all, Lily had been skimming through the book and hadn't read some chapters that she wasn't interested in. It was normal that she didn't remember some plots. And since she couldn't read the whole text again, now she could only face the situation head-on. Ethan Brown held a bunch of sunflowers in his hand. After entering, he gracefully handed the bouquet to Amy. "These are from Mrs. Smith. She just got out of the hospital today and isn't fully recovered yet, so she can't come to see you. She asked me to bring you a bouquet and wish you a speedy recovery." Ethan Brown's tone was gentle, especially that soft ending, like the faint fragrance of the flowers. Extremely charming. Lily admitted that it was her preconceived notion that made her unable to take her eyes off this man. Standing behind Ethan Brown, she could vaguely smell the scent of wattle wood on him. But before Amy could speak, Alex stepped between the two of them. After taking the flowers from Ethan Brown's hand, he handed them to Lily, but his words were for Ethan Brown. Got it? Do you have anything else? Lily played with the sunflowers that hadn't fully bloomed yet and secretly glanced at Ethan Brown a couple of times. She remembered that the supporting male lead and the male lead were like childhood friends. It was just that the Brown family and the Smith family had a competitive relationship in business later on, so the two of them weren't as close after going to college. More precisely, they regarded each other as mortal enemies, but they would pretend to be good kids on the surface, unable to find a vase around. Lily took the empty McDonald's Coke cup and went out to wash it. On the way back to the hospital room after washing it, she saw Ethan Brown coming out. The two of them met in the corridor. Lily stepped aside. After all, according to the progress of the book, they really shouldn't know each other yet. This was a high-quality second male lead, and Lily didn't want to miss such a great guy because of her text. Changing. Standing against a wall, she made a pleased gesture. Suddenly, a shadow was cast in front of her. Ethan Brown stood in front of Lily, took out a tissue, and handed it over. Your cuff is wet. Thank you. Having been single for over 20 years, Lily's face turned red instantly, and she hurt Ethan Brown's voice. Clearly, she could play card games with 3 male models just now. Why was she being so shy in front of a handsome guy now? Lily, you've got to pull yourself together. She forced herself to meet Ethan Brown's gaze. But Ethan Brown didn't look at her at all. His eyes, as gentle as water, landed on her wet cuff, and he started wiping it with the tissue. His fingers were slightly cool, and Lily felt her heart skip a beat. She immediately started summoning the system. System, are you there? System. Sorry, host, I'm off work. Let's talk about it tomorrow. What's your name? Suddenly, Ethan Brown spoke. Lily's heart tightened. She looked down at his hand, but his slender fingers gently lifted her chin. Their eyes met, and Lily seemed to be possessed. Lily didn't even know how she got home that night. All the way, she felt that her steps were a bit unsteady. Her mind was full of Ethan Brown's last words. Lily, you're the one Alex likes, right? Your name suits you. He smiled so beautifully that Lily didn't like this sentence at all. The one Alex likes. She was just a substitute. Moreover, she didn't like Alex at all. When she arrived at the shabby rental house, Lily pushed the door open and found that there was a power outage. There was a faint scent of laundry detergent in the room. By the moonlight, she lay on the bed. When she casually put the things in her hand on the table, she noticed that she had actually brought back the Coke cup for arranging flowers. Goodness! The road to ruin is paved with pretty faces. She had forgotten to go back to the hospital room. Picking up the phone, Lily only then noticed that Alex had called so many times. Her WhatsApp was full of 60-second voice messages. Without even clicking on them, Lily felt a headache. Forget it. Leave him alone. Wait until tomorrow when she can change the text. Going now would just be asking for humiliation. On the contrary, under Alex's profile picture with a red dot was Ethan Brown's quiet profile picture. The two of them added each other as friends on the way back, but they hadn't chatted yet. Lily stared at his chat box in a daze. Ethan Brown came today because of Mrs. Smith, so could she, Lily, see her mom through Ethan Brown? The plan has changed. First, get close to Ethan Brown to find Mom. Clicking on Ethan Brown's profile picture, just as Lily was about to send a message, Ethan Brown sent a message first. Did you get home okay? Lily blinked in surprise. She felt this sentence was a bit strange. Judging from the plot, the two of them should have just met, and with Alex, who had a bad relationship with Ethan Brown, in the middle, they should have nothing to say. Maybe it was just out of politeness. Lily found countless excuses for Ethan Brown's chat. She didn't dare to relax her vigilance. After all, this was an abusive novel, and she was afraid of being bullied. She replied, Mr. Brown, is there something wrong? Soon, Ethan Brown transferred the money. Your shoes are dirty. There's the soup from today's meal on them. Buy a new pair. Consider it as a gift for our first meeting. Okay. Ethan Brown always seemed to be asking a question, but the question carried a firm answer. Although there must be something wrong when things are abnormal. This was money. The transfer was a full $4,000. What kind of shoes couldn't be bought with this? Sitting up from the bed, Lily's expression in the chat became much more pious. Thank you. Gif of a woolen frog bowing. After that, Ethan Brown didn't reply anymore. This way of ending was just right, with enough distance and enough warmth. That night, the $4,000 made Lily sleep well. She woke up refreshed in the morning. Good morning, host. The system rang at 6 o'clock and started to release today's tasks. Host, your main task is to make the male lead, Alex, cook for you personally. Since a new character was unlocked yesterday, a side quest is now activated. Seduce the second male lead, Ethan Brown. What? Lily rubbed her eyes and got up from the bed. Isn't Ethan Brown the female protagonist's devoted admirer? Do I still need to seduce him? Host, because of your previous violations. After being discovered by the inspection system, Ethan Brown's relationship line with the female protagonist has been set to a difficult mode. Only by resolving Ethan Brown's misunderstandings about the female protagonist in the early stage and making Ethan Brown develop feelings for the female protagonist, will the normal relationship line continue. Misunderstandings? What misunderstandings did he have about the female protagonist? Lily wanted to ask more, but Amy's call came in first. The system's voice suddenly cut off. Host, I'm going to ... I'll just ... single quotes. Lily. Feeling that this system wasn't very reliable, Lily picked up the phone. After answering, she heard Amy's scream. Lily, where's my breakfast? If you don't come over, I'll tell my brother. Lily rolled her eyes so hard that they almost went to the back of her head. She checked today's plot. The female protagonist went to bring breakfast to Amy and met Alex downstairs at the hospital. There was a problem with the project that Amy was in charge of at the company, and she made Lily take the blame. Just looking at the plot overview made Lily furious. She drank 2 glasses of ice water to calm down and took a taxi to the hospital. She first called a colleague in the company. Ivy, it's me, Lily. Amy has been sick these days. Right, I remember she had a very important project. How's it going now? You're asking about that. There's a serious loophole in the contract that wasn't detected at the time. Now it's been discovered during the project acceptance. This is still the company's key project of the year. The deputy managers are thinking about how to explain it to the board of directors. Amy will definitely be fired this time. Except for Lily, the people in the company didn't know the relationship between Amy and Alex yet. This was also the Smith family's request, not to let their children cause trouble outside relying on the Smith family's background. Ivy, can you show me that contract? Maybe there's still a turning point. Really? That would be great. The scanned copy of the contract was sent over. Lily's eyes fell on the final signature. Alex. He was the boss. It was understandable for him to sign. System, I want to see the original text. Lily brought up the system and found the text related to the contract. Alex took Lily to the conference room. For a moment, the eyes of all the members of the board of directors and the company's middle and high-level executives were all focused on her. He stood in the middle of the venue, threw the contract at Lily, and pointed his finger at the tip of her nose. Furious. As a project participant, do you deserve the company's trust in you? The loss of $10 million has to be fully borne by the Smith Group. You've never seen that much money in your life. Alex protected Amy so obviously that he clearly wanted Lily to take the blame. The others understood tacitly, and no one dared to stand up for Lily. Lily snapped her fingers. System, change it like this. Alright, okay, don't worry, it'll be fine.